Here we have the current stock market update for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So here we're going to be looking at a little bit of a longer term time frame. I may actually drill in here a bit as well because what we're starting to see is a fairly interesting turnaround that can be seen on these charts. So the current time frame that we're looking at here is the 4-hour time frame, and the reason that I wanted to look at this, start with this time frame, is because we can see a very interesting chart pattern here that is starting to develop for this stock. So essentially what we have here is a share price movement that is starting to fall quite hard at the moment. This will become more apparent once I drill into the shorter term timeframes here. But I wanted to start with the 4-hour time frame because there is currently an evening star formation pattern that is currently forming on this chart. So I'll sort of drill in here a bit so we can explain exactly what this means. So specifically what we have here is the final closing period for yesterday's trading session showed a candle that was a bit indecisive. So as we can see here, we've got a candle with a very small body and then a longer wick to the top side. That would be this middle candle here. Essentially what we're going to be looking at here is a 3-candle price pattern. So as we can see, this midpoint here, this middle candle is a very decisive candle with a small body, which means that there really isn't much difference between the opening price for the period and the closing price for the period. And then in addition to that, you do have a spike high, a bit of a spike high here with a wick coming out at the top of the candle. Currently, that wick is showing a price high that posts at $38.19. So this is also going to be a significant resistance level here going forward because this is the price level that we're going to use to base our Fibonacci analysis on the stock as well. But I want to start with this price pattern here because this is an evening star formation. So essentially what we have here is a very strong green candle that precedes this indecisive candle. A large green handle with a large body. Share prices are moving in the upward direction, and we really are moving into long-term highs at this point. As that happens, we start to see a candle with this smaller body, this period of indecision, and then finally we see a much larger red candle that's roughly the same size and length as the green candle that preceded it. So here, just to summarize here, you've got a very bullish candle, a strong bullish candle, and a period of indecision, a very small candle, and then a bearish candle that's roughly the same size as the original bullish candle. So when you've got the 3 of these candles forming together, this is called an evening star formation. So essentially, this is something like, the analogy here would be like the sun is setting, the sun is starting to go down. And this prior rally here that we have been seeing for the stock is now coming to an end. In other words, so, it would be similar to saying, that the sun is setting on this prior rally. There's also a morning star formation. This entire price pattern here could be flipped around and it could be a bullish signal. However, this specific chart pattern here is definitely a bearish signal. And when you start to see this after a period of long-term uptrend activity like this is where you're actually starting to develop warning signals for that prior bull rally. And this suggests that prior bull rally might be ready to start to come to an end. So for anybody that's been watching my videos on this stock, this really shouldn't come as much of a surprise because a lot of this uptrend activity really wasn't based on very much. This was largely based on the inclusion for Palantir into the S&P 500, which was something that was really expected for a long period of time. And, that final event risk really shouldn't have created this type of price movement here. You can debate whether or not this is really a significant rally or if this is just an upward price movement. But overall, to inspire this much buying in the stock is a bit ridiculous because this information was known in advance. And nothing here changes the underlying fundamentals of the company. It certainly doesn't change the forward PE ratio, which is still extremely elevated. And if anything, it made the forward PE ratio worse because now we're just trading at higher levels without the stock, releasing a quarterly earnings report or anything like that. So, the potential here for downside, it has been quite obvious for quite a while now. And anybody that's been watching my videos knows that I have been expecting to see a turnaround in these share prices for quite some time. So the next major question here is, how far could this start to extend? If this really is the sun setting on the prior rally, how far down could this stock start to travel? And that's really the next main question that traders need to be asking themselves. So currently, it does look as though we're starting to see a bit of support that's coming into contact right in contact with this 20 period exponential moving average. That would be this yellow line here. And as we can see, the main level of historical support that we're currently looking at comes in at 3570. I believe that's a level that I mentioned in the prior video. So that would be the first area to start to watch to the downside. That's an area of historical support, and then in addition to that, we've also got this rising 20 period exponential moving average that's coming into rough contact with that same area. From there, I would be looking at roughly 34.25 as the next potential level to the downside, because this is the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement of this newly drawn trend line here from 21.23 to now 38.75. So yesterday we did actually post a bit of a new high after the prior video was released. We hadn't yet breached the $38 mark, but after the video was posted, that level did actually trade. So we do have to revise this calculation a bit, and now we can see that going from 21.23 to 38.19, this 23.6% Fibonacci retracement zone has now moved up to just above the 34.20 mark. So right around there. So this would be really the next level that I would be watching to the downside if we do see 35.70 start to break. So there are a few different areas here that should be watched. Readings in the indicator are actually still bullish, even with this price movement now to the downside. However, there could be some possibility here that this level could start to break soon if these price losses start to accelerate. So specifically what I would point to here would be this trend line here. This is an indication of rising momentum for the stock. And if we were to see the relative strength index start to move low enough here to actually break this uptrend line, this would then suggest that the near-term momentum to the top side has run its course and has completed itself. So here's the current stock market update for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.